Hello and welcome to the Postage Stamp, where we travel the world while staying in a corner. This is an audio-only podcast where you can imagine what happens as we speak of mundane experiences from around the world. Listen to it as you do your chores or as you fall asleep. Today I am in the Okubo area of Tokyo and I have to do my laundry. Okubo is near the more popular and touristy Shinjuku, and rather than tourists, it is filled with immigrants from various countries. I spot Koreans, Vietnamese, Chinese and South Asians here, and they mostly seem to run small businesses, shops and eateries. It is 5:30 p.m. as I step out onto the street. It isn't dark yet, and just outside I notice a man selling some sort of colorful and interesting looking drinks. He has them laid out on a small plastic table on the footpath and he's serving them to customers in plastic cups. I am tempted, but I don't want to carry a drink around with my laundry, so I figure I will get it on my way back. Later I will find that he closes shop at sundown and I never see him again. I reach the end of my street and see a main road. I need to cross to the other side and I wait for the traffic signal to turn green. I cross along with a couple of other young people. I turn right and continue walking on the footpath. There are several stores here, everything from groceries to supermarkets to convenience stores. I figure I'll check some of them out a bit later. I have memorized the route to the laundromat earlier and I'm looking for the landmark. I have to turn left after I pass a family mart. I finally reach my landmark and turn left. While the main street was fully commercial and lit with neon lights, this street seems to be from a different city. It's mostly residential and quiet. I see cars parked in houses and I also pass a parking lot. Just behind the parking lot, I spot something interesting. I see some South Asians working hard unloading produce from a small truck. They are probably Bangladeshi or Pakistani. There is a store which seems to stock produce from the subcontinent. I don't enter it, but I catch a glimpse from far away and spot a few shelves packed with various items. I continue walking and I spot the occasional business, a small restaurant, a money lender, but it's mostly houses. I finally reach an intersection where I'm supposed to turn left. The lanes are quite narrow here, just about wide enough for one car to pass through. I turn left and immediately turn right as I am instructed by the map. And my laundromat is right there on my left. It's a tiny shop and it's self-service. A sign outside advertises that it's open 24 hours, 365 days a year. There are no employees. I enter and there's a small table to place your laundry and all the other walls are taken up by laundry machines. Everything is in Japanese, which I don't really speak or read, and I search for the occasional English word written here and there. I spend some time looking at all the machines. I notice most of them are dryers. I spot a larger machine off to one side. This one seems to do both washing as well as drying, and that's the one I should probably use. After a few more minutes of examining the signs as well as trying to translate the signs with an app, I understand that you pay in 10-minute increments. 100 yen for 10 minutes for the dryer. I need a lot of coins. I spot an interesting machine in a corner. It's a coin changer. I insert a 1,000 yen note and press a lever. I hear clinking noises and I have 10 100 yen coins now. I insert these coins into the washer and press a sign that says 50 minutes, 1000 yen. I figure it's more expensive since it does both washing and drying. I toss my clothes in and shut the lid. I press some buttons while hoping I'm doing the right thing and that the machine doesn't eat my money. A light flashes and the clothes start spinning inside. The washing cycle has begun. I now have 50 minutes to kill and I figure I can probably visit some of the stores I saw on the way. The sun has set by now and it has gotten a bit chilly. I am wearing a jacket, but I regret not bringing something to cover my head. I can feel a cold coming on. I head back to the main street and start looking for a suitable shop to enter. Right next to the family mart I had passed earlier, I spot a Chinese supermarket. It is lower than eye level and I figure it must be in the basement. I have never been in a Chinese supermarket before and I decide now is as good as time as any to visit one. I descend the stairs and notice a typical supermarket layout with shelves laid out with aisles between them. It isn't too big, just 2 aisles wide. I start browsing aimlessly. Most of the items are cooking ingredients which I cannot use immediately or are inconvenient to carry around. I spot instant noodles, Shaoxing wine bottles and even a shelf of liquor. The refrigerators have some iced tea drinks, various kinds of dumplings and eggs. The spice and condiment shelves are packed with various kinds of seasonings and sauces. I suddenly spot something interesting, a tiny plastic sachet of Sichuan pepper. I have seen several recipes featuring these before, but I have never had the opportunity to purchase it. I pick up the packet and head to the billing counter. It is the perfect shopping item for me right now. It's tiny enough to fit in my jacket pocket, it is light and it's dried so it won't spoil for a long time. I don't have to worry about refrigeration. I pay up and head out and spot a Vietnamese kiosk. I decide to have a small snack and order a banh mi. The person at the counter gestures at a complicated machine when I try to pay. I try to make sense of it as all the text on it is in Japanese or Vietnamese. Noticing my helplessness, the employee finally comes out onto the street, punches a bunch of buttons rapidly and asks me to slide my note into a slot. I do so and receive a printed slip. The employee is meanwhile assembling my sandwich. I munch on it just outside the shop. It isn't a restaurant with seating, so I have to make do. I watch people passing by as I eat. I've finished eating and there's 15 more minutes for my laundry cycle to finish. It's another 7 minutes to walk there. I decide I will wait out the rest of the time in the laundromat instead of shivering in the cold. I head back to the laundromat to fetch my clothes. That brings an end to the latest episode of the Postage Stamp, where we travel the world while staying in a corner. Look forward to another mundane experience in another corner of the world in the next episode. Goodbye.